kids, it's Thursday, and that means I'm here with Queens of the Week. Alright, this week our topic is gun control. Last week, the last 2 weeks actually, we had a couple girls that were moving and had some family emergency problems and weren't able to post. And so I think we kind of lost track of whose turn it was. And so I just told Pedro, I'm like, look, it should be something that's right now, 2013 with the Obama, and I don't really pay attention to political things. So I don't really know what exactly is happening, but I do know, of course, with the Sandy school shootings, and guns are a hot topic right now. And I'm like, why don't we talk about gun control? What are our feelings as drag queens, as entertainers, as people? What are our viewpoints on gun control? And I honestly do have very complex feelings. I grew up a little farmer. I grew up the daughter of a farmer who definitely had guns on property, and I was terrified of them. I was a sensitive little girl and very, very afraid of guns. My biological father actually would go hunting a lot. I remember I was very little. I don't remember how old, maybe 4 or 5, and my father brought home Bambi's mother. And was like, look, I killed Bambi's mom, and it traumatized me, and I was devastated, and I cried, and I refused to eat it. Yeah, it was bad. I was like, ah. It sucks that I just watched the movie like, you know, a day or two right before it, and of course he knew that, and he was like, look, it's Bambi's mom dead in our driveway. But I grew up hating guns, period, end of story. And then I guess when I got later in high school, my brothers and, you know, the neighborhood kids or whatever would like to play with BB guns, and I wouldn't even want to play with a BB gun. I did a couple times just to see what it was like and experiment with it, but I'm really anti-guns. And then I started watching Silence of the Lambs, and I wanted to be an FBI agent, and I secretly wanted to be a cop or, you know, like a CSI or FBI person my whole life. And of course I know you have to use guns or be skilled in guns to do that. And I would do that. I would definitely learn the art of gunning, if that's a word, for that. But until then, I don't own one, I don't have one, I don't want one near me. I am terrified of guns. Yeah. Not a big gun person. I was raped at gunpoint when I was 17, and it was really traumatizing. I'm sorry, I'm not a gun person. I don't like guns at all. Now, with all the recent things, the Colorado school shootings and the Sandy shootings and just shootings in America, I think America is full of rednecks. I'm one of them. I am one of them, and so are you. But that doesn't mean I have to be redneck in my beliefs. And I think that there's too many people that are redneck or ghetto or, oh, I just don't like guns. I'm sorry, I'm talking in circles. Basically, I think guns are evil. I think guns are horrible. I think guns are a weak man's way of saying, do whatever I want you to do, because if you don't, I'm gonna shoot you. Guns are the easy way out. It's the, do it, or else. I actually just saw, Django, the new Quentin Tarantino film, and of course he's very, very bloody. He loves the blood and guts, and it just, you know, I saw it last night and I'm like, oh god, I have to do a video about it tomorrow. But Django was like the quickest draw in the South, and you know, yes, in self-defense, and yes, you know, it can be a good thing, but again, it just really reiterated in my brain that you can kill anybody for any reason just because you have a gun, and it's just horrible. But gun control, the laws and things such as, is owning a gun a right in our country? Of course it's a right. You have the right to own a gun, especially if you're going to hunt. I think that owning a rifle or, when it's deer season and things like that, I don't see anything wrong with owning a rifle. But to own a .45 Magnum or a police officer's gun, I definitely feel that the police should have guns, but I don't think the pedestrians and civilians should have access to such weapons. There's no reason anybody should have a machine gun unless they're in the military. There's no reason anybody should have a handgun unless they're, I don't know. I'm so confused and conflicted on my thoughts. I might be talking in circles. But yes, I think the people that are paid to protect us, cops, security, etc., should have guns. But I do not think that it should be easy for people to get guns. I think that, and I actually just saw a friend of mine, Somatoil for You, a while ago did a video about, I think it was the Carolina shootings, and he was talking about, or the Colorado shootings, he was talking about how if they taxed the gun owners, if the expenses and fees that had to come from solving the case and or dispatching ambulances and things to this case, if all those fees were divided and sent as a new tax to all gun owners, I think that would be fair. If you own a gun, you have to pay taxes on that gun that people that don't own guns don't have to pay. And if there's a crazy shooting somewhere like Oklahoma City or whatever, and all of a sudden it causes a huge fee, well, that fee is divided and sent to all the people that own guns. And that is a right and a privilege to own a gun, but you have to pay your taxes to own that gun. And it should be paid by people that own guns, not by people that don't own guns. Yeah, because I don't own a gun. And of course, I don't think that the military and the officers, the police enforcement, should have to pay that tax, because that is a tax that should be on private gun owners. Because if you want the right to own a gun as a private citizen, you should have the right to pay that tax. And that would probably limit, and I think that would limit the crimes and all the crazy shit that happens in our country with guns. And therefore, if you do get caught with a gun that is not registered to your name, that is a felony. And therefore, you are immediately, whatever. I don't know, I just think guns are a big, big problem in the US. In fact, I recently saw a graphic on a friend of mine's page that says it all. Handguns. It's not machine guns or rifles or things used in the military. This is civilians with handguns, and it's truly sad and really puts in perspective our crazy country. Yeah, the land of the free, but guess what? There's a price to pay to live here, and hopefully it's not with your life. But I do know that guns is a problem. I'm anti-guns. I don't think people should own guns, but at the same token, I do believe that if you are threatened or stalked, or if your life is in jeopardy, you should have the right to protect yourself. I don't know, I'm very conflicted. But we need to find a way to make it nearly impossible for people to get guns. Because too many people have guns that shouldn't have guns. Guns are bad. Anyways, that was Misty Eyez with Queens of the Week. Loving you is easy.